welcome to my week 6 weekly reflection. So this week was very short for me, and I ended up attending for only 2 days. I had a lot of extra coursework to do, and because I was absent, um, I realised it wasn't ill enough to come in on Wednesday after doing my homework. So I used the time up wisely by going over the lines and making sure I completed all the work. On Thursday, which when I did come in, there was actually little for me to do as everyone else were put into smaller groups, creating scenes and devising scenes for our show. And I wasn't really needed. I was told to do some individual work. Um, I decided to do some research on my character Napoleon, and I tried to find characters in TV shows that were somewhat like mine. And this would help me understand what sort of character I am, and what I should be, which would kind of give me like a boost of like understanding like how to start developing my character. Additionally, I could watch these characters on the screen and try to use some of the characterizations to help me adapt to mine. One of the characters I compared to mine was Sergeant Moss, a constable in Birmingham Police from the TV show Peaky Blinders, and he's a very like fair man, and he works the law. He also thinks that he's somewhat better than everyone else in his ranks, as a lot of the coppers around him are all corrupt. And every time there's a new replacement of the chief of police, he always thinks of them badly, as they never get anything done, as they tend to be corrupt as well. My character's quite similar to him, as he thinks he's better than everyone else and has too much self confidence to the point where he kind of sounds kind of cocky. And Napoleon also hides one arm in his jacket to stand out from all the other soldiers and act different because, again, he thinks he's better than everyone else. And I showed my research to my teacher, Alice, one of my practitioners, who gave me some feedback. She somewhat agreed to the sergeant, but also said that the other characters are more similar to mine. She told me Napoleon is a very humorous character in this story, um, who tells a lot of jokes, but also has a serious side to him as well, um, as thinking he's superior to everyone else. I was told to go home after college and watch some videos that had been provided to me to help me understand more about my character, as there were no written notes on him on the group's character document, which really made it a lot more difficult for me to kind of start the first building blocks of my character. One of my characters I had to watch was Blackadder, which I already knew from back in the day. I used to watch that when I was younger. Um, and I watched it in an evening, and I really enjoyed developing my character. But there was one aspect I didn't like about him, and my scene as him is in my opinion, is a very serious scene. I don't see any places that there could be humour added in the scene whatsoever after reading my lines in it. And later on, I watched each group perform, um, I kind of, to get me in the acting mood, as I hadn't been acting all day. I kind of like pictured my own character in the scene and wonder like how would my character react in this scene if I was in it, which kind of got me into my character's shoes a lot more. This would kind of understand my character advancedly. Um, there was also some soldier scenes where I thought I was in, and I was thinking of how I could react in it. On Friday, I had a lot more involvement than the day before. We looked at several songs in a play, and I had to listen to the lyrics on the first run of the song as I didn't really know the words, and I'd missed 3 days of the week. Um, and I quickly learned, sorry, 2 days of the week, and I quickly learnt the lyrics of each song told by a composer. Um, and I was actually later on informed that I had a very strong voice, and I felt proud about this as I'd missed rehearsing time. But I still, stood out from the group, so that was really nice to hear. We worked with our movement teacher, Deeps, who would come up with the movement of the toy soldiers, having very stiff arms whilst moving very slow. Um, and we had two physicality movements for the soldiers. One was being in so it depends on so if we were on stage while the Brontes were on stage, we would be acting in a like a different way to make it look more realistic in the real world. But if we're in the story, we would be a lot more dynamic. Um, this later got scrapped, sorry, because we didn't have the time to be walking that slowly off and on stage, and as well as that, we had a load of transitions to do for each scene and boxes to put on. So it wasn't helping us at all. So we had to scrap that. I mean, we did use the physicality of the arms in some scenes, but that was when we were stationary. For example, right at the start, um, when Branwell Bronte is chucking a toy soldier at each of the Brontes, and we take a breath, and on the final step we come in, shoulders roll, and then we have our hands down like we're a soldier, and that was what we kind of that's the only part that we kind of kept. Um, Next, we got onto our character groups, and I was placed with the rest of the toy soldiers. And I had been told that a fair few more lines being given to me in the days I wasn't in college, and I was pleased to hear that because I really wanted more lines, and I wasn't satisfied with the lines I had at the time. Um, Overall, I think this week had gone very short for me, obviously because I haven't really been in college that week at all. But I did honestly try and get back by putting in 120% whilst learning the stuff from when I was ill and taking into account what was going on presently around me. This is quite challenging for me, but yeah, I got back into the swing of college despite being ill for a good couple of days. So, yeah.